So when I think of podcasting, Neil, uh, news has, there is no information arbitrage when somebody is reporting the news. For a long time, the bias of the reporter is why I might have watched one particular news channel over another. I feel recently people have gotten disillusioned by corporations owning news channels and assume the newscaster's views will also be biased. And a podcaster seems to be more of an independent character. So the bias of the corporation doesn't translate onto him. Do you think why people are moving to podcast in the news information space?
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I think, first I would say I think there's lots of reasons why podcasters have moved to platforms like YouTube, but also found success on it. But I think it comes down to two fundamental things. One is they would only do it if they felt that they could build an audience on YouTube, so that there was no barrier between them and the audience that they were looking to build.
No, my question is more, why is the audience choosing to know what happened in the world from a podcaster versus a news media channel?
I'd say that I don't think it's an either or. Mm-hmm. So I would say, and again, just speaking from what's happening on YouTube standpoint, we see lots of success from what you would call traditional news channels. They have adopted the YouTube style of content. Many of them have been investing in the platform for a very long time. And I don't mean just clips. I mean like full-on live news broadcasts, replays of the broadcast, live streams in many cases. So really kind of all the gamut of news. And we have seen their success on our platform as well, especially when people are coming to YouTube looking for information around politics, to use your example, but whatever sort of thing impacts their lives, we've seen that success. Now, I think what a podcaster does, sort of to the extent that they're related to news, is that they cover the news, talk about the news, but they also are doing it through the means and the tools of a creator, right? Like, so, YouTube oftentimes is about connecting with the person whose channel it is. Like, it's not just about what they said in that one particular video. I, as a fan, am interested in that person in general, like how do they go about their day, what their interests are, et cetera. And so I think the nice thing about podcasting on YouTube is it really combines both of those things.
If I were to push you a bit, Neil, and ask you a binary answer to the question, 5 years from today, will you be watching Fox or CNN to know what happened in the world that day? Or would you be watching an independent creator on YouTube say what it is?
I really don't think it's going to be one or the other. Fox had one of its most successful quarters, months ever on YouTube. I think just last month, they reported it themselves. They've been investing, and credit to them, right? They've been investing heavily in understanding this. But I also think alongside of that, you're going to see other types of content, like you said, podcasters be successful. And I think some of that gets at sort of the inherent nature of YouTube, which is it really can be all of these things. I mean, 2 billion people come to the platform every single day. The subset of them that are consuming news, there's going to be such enormous diversity in terms of their preferences, their priorities, in terms of how they consume news on YouTube. So I just think that 5 years from now, you should expect to see more of that diversity, not less. I think if I were predicting anything, I don't think it would be a 1 or 0 between those two types of options. I could very well see a third type of format get invented and find success on the platform. That's what's amazing about the creators on YouTube, is you never really know what they're going to experiment with and then come up with next.